That was your mother.
So your grandma used to make tattoos?
No, tatting is, where do I have anything that's tatting? I don't have anything that was my grandma's tatting. Yeah.
Oh, like
It is where you make a
needle punch?
no, you have this shuttle with the thread in it, and you go back and you make it like this and go.
Like
Have you seen
embroidery?
it? No, it's like it would be if you were crocheting lace, only you're not crocheting. You've got this tatting. It's a special needlework type thing. Oh,
Is that my mom?
hello. Well, I'll tell you later. Goodbye. Um. Anyway, my grandma tatted, Grandma Pearson, the most beautiful, and someday I'll show you some tatting because I've got some not. Well, it can't be your mother again.
Just don't answer it.
Hello. Oh no, that was an accident. Her phone called. Her phone does that sometimes. It calls when she's not even there to answer it. But if it does this again, I'm going to be mad. Hello. See, it's not there. I know that's what it is.
Okay, so tell me about the thing. It's like
I'll
lace.
show you some of it. It's like beautiful crocheting with fine thread, lace, and stuff. And you make little edges. And she made it. Oh, she tatted and
Like
put it on
shirts and
aprons,
stuff?
huh?
Oh.
And she put it on under like slips and petticoats and stuff that we wore, because they were all made things, You didn't buy many clothes in those days. You, when we were little. Anyway, as we were older, it was different. But Grandma did this tatting that was beautiful, and she had tatting on a dress that was Aunt Ruth's when she was a baby, and Aunt Ruth, there's a picture of it in it, and
So did your grandparents?
And
did
Grandma
they,
Donaldson, I don't know. She did handwork. I don't think so.
Did they ever have like parties and stuff like that, or?
Not that I knew of. Just families coming over. That. All that.
Which one of them of your grandparents was the best cook?
I can't say.
That made the best food.
They both were good cooks.
Like what kind of stuff generally would they make? Like turkey and chicken?
No
and crap?
turkey, mostly like chicken and meat. Beef and roast and sausage and stuff like that.
How'd they cook? Did they bake or
And
fry?
sometimes they
or
made
what?
it. They had
Did they
their
have
own
stoves
like
and fireplace or what?
Oh, it had a stove all the years that I knew them.
Electricity, the gas stove or electric? How'd they do that?
It was either a wood stove or a gas stove.
Like if you went to their house and they're cooking, they'd be using the wood stove?
Wood stove or a gas stove as time went on. But probably when I was little, it was wood stove.
And would they do vegetables and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, and especially my grandma, Grandpa Pearson cooked, made a lot of garden. I told you, and the turnips and carrots and potatoes and things like that, especially root vegetables, they made them in sections, and then put the dirt over them in the mound. You've probably seen that pictures of it or something in the old days.
Like the luau in Hawaii where they cook the pig in the beach?
No, they put all of this there and saved it for the winter. That was their...
They put it in dirt?
No, they put stuff over it then and the dirt to cover it to keep it warm. They'd put something over it to keep it...
Food.
Not plastic, because there wasn't plastic.
That's how they preserve the food.
Probably put papers
They
and
didn't
stuff
have plastic.
No, well, honey, they didn't have plastic when I was young, and I guess they just began to get it when you were. Everything.
No Tupperware?
No Tupperware. No
what
Tupperware.
They use? Foil?
Not even, huh? No Tupperware, no foil. Wax paper was the most we ever, that I ever remember. But that
did
wasn't
they have
even,
refrigerators?
No, there was no electricity refrigerator.
So no ice?
Until they had ice box. And
how'd they make ice?
they didn't make it. The iceman came around and delivered it.
So,
we had that.
What did you drink when you were at your grandparents? Just water?
Milk. Well, they always had a cow. And
so was it warm? You drink it?
Oh, no, cold.
How'd you get it cold?
They had an ice box.
Oh, the iceman would bring ice.
Well, the iceman, there was one section in an ice box where the ice was
He'd
kept.
fill it up.
And then underneath and over here, all on this side, like on your refrigerator or something, was the food that you'd put in there. And, oh yes, it kept the food nice and cold.
Mm-hmm.
And if
so
you wanted ice, if you wanted ice in some water or something,
you chipped it
you'd
off?
chip it off with the ice pick.
So what about the water? Did the water taste good?
Yeah, they had, well, they had city water. And it was always all right. It was good. I don't remember it being anything else. And
so what was your favorite thing that they would cook?
cook?
Like when you went to your grandparents, what would you be hoping to get?
What would be getting?
What would you be like if they asked you what you wanted them to make?
My grandma Pearson made good pies, and we had sausage and gravy for breakfast and stuff, just like, and hot biscuits, just like we'd have now.
Like they make the sausage, or they just?
Well, they either made or bought sausage. I don't remember. Making. If they made sausage, they had somebody that lived out in the country and butchered the pig and then they'd make it.
So did you?
Maybe I don't even remember. What?
Did any of your grandparents go hunting or anything?
Oh, my grandpa Pearson went fishing. And I don't think I never did know of Grandpa Donaldson.
Oh, so would he catch fish and bring it home to eat it?
Yeah, and he'd go hunting some for like for quail, the Oklahoma quail, the Bob White. Oh, that's good eating too. And I don't know what else. My brother Herschel went hunting for rabbits. In those days, you could have rabbits. And my dad went hunting for squirrels. Not after I was born, but when they lived down in Missouri, and they lived on a farm. Well, he went squirrel hunting, and I don't know what all else.
Huh.
just hunting like people would now.
Did you ever go fishing or hunting with your grandpa?
No.
No.
Um, with Grandpa Pearson one time when we were older and we went, I don't know what we were doing. I don't know. There was Opie and Ruth and me. Went with him on some kind of a walk.
Oh, really?
I
So
don't
what
know
kind
we
of?
did.
So okay, so
And my
your
grandparents
your
and they had a
mom's.
telephone in those days, the kind that you big
Yeah.
wooden thing that you sit down and can talk on it.
So okay, so your mom's mom and dad. What kind of house did they live in?
Well, they just rented a house in town.
Like, can you remember it?
Yeah,
Like, was it nice or small or big or what?
it was 2 bedrooms and it was a nice enough house. Yeah.
So how did they like to set up
And
their house?
my
Did they have
grandpa
like decorations and stuff or pictures?
just pictures on the wall, I think, of
Did
the
they
family.
have a couch and stuff?
Huh?
Did they have a couch? Or just like,
I don't know if we had a couch or if they had chairs.
would a lot of people just have chairs? Like
Maybe.
wooden
I
chairs?
I don't remember sofas then.
Hmm.
And
Like wood floors,
always
or
had-
did they have carpet?
I think they had wood floors and rugs on them then.
So were they clean? Did they keep their house clean?
Oh, of course. You swept everything with a broom.
So your grandma was cleaning a lot?
Was she cleaning a lot?
Like she kept everything
Her
clean?
house her house was clean, both of them.
And no toilets?
We went outside to the toilet.
What about the shower?
We took a bath in a wash tub. A number 3.
And how did you heat the water on the stove?
You heat the water on the stove and you get one big kettle of it boiling.
What do you use for soap? They had
My grandma Pearson used to make lye soap.
Oh.
You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
You take oil, you save up your scraps of oil, bacon grease and all that.
Oh.
Bacon grease. And any kind of grease that you have, you save in a bucket of some kind. And then when you get enough, you take that and some lye. I don't know about it, how you do it or anything, but there's people that make homemade soap now, and you have to use lye in it. And then you mix all this in there, and then after you get it mixed, you pour it out on in pans or something, and let it harden, and then you cut it in squares, and this is your soap.
Did it work pretty good?
Oh, it was good soap.
Did it smell good?
It just smelled like soap, honey. It
Yeah.
didn't smell like perfume.
So would you go and spend the night at your grandma's house?
Yeah.
Where would you
when we
sleep?
went up
On the
there.
floor?
Well, most of the kids slept on the floor, but I usually slept with Grandma because I was the only one that could sleep with Grandma, and because I didn't kick.
Oh.
And I'm not bragging, but when my Grandma Donaldson came to Drumlight to visit us, she slept with me in my bed for the same reason.
So-
Because most kids, kick until you can hardly sleep with them.
So do you remember it being hot or cold like there? Was that like...
It was cold, but we had lots of homemade quilts. Oh, my grandma Pearson.
So they didn't have the fire going when you slept? It was just the blanket?
Not that I remember. We might have had the wood stove going.
Sometimes you did, sometimes you didn't.
I don't remember
So if
that
you
we
woke
had
up
it
at
at
night and
night.
you had to go to the bathroom, you just held it?
No, you had a slop jar that you could go in, and then it got empty the next morning.
Oh.
Have you ever seen them?
No, but I would imagine.
Have
I
you
guess
ever
I would
heard
do
of
that too.
No, it would be they were made that you bought it like that. It was about this big, and it shaped just like a toilet seat that on
Yeah.
it, and about this deep.
So would people go in the other room, or they just did it wherever?
Well, no, you had to go in usually in the bedroom, and
So they didn't even have
the
a
kids.
bathroom.
Well, this was the kids, you know.
No, I know. I'm
And
just saying.
I guess adults too, if they had to go bad enough, but they could go out to the toilet, I guess. But they probably didn't have to go at night. But kids did.
So.
And you go in that, and it had a lid on it that
Yeah.
just like a kettle would, and it was white enamel. And if you go to antique stores and stuff,
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd see them, but you'd see the chamber pots with glass and about this deep and a handle on it, and they were under the bed. They were a chamber for one person could go pee in that if they had to.
Yeah.
And the ladies usually had a chamber under their bed.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Well, you ought to go to an antique store and ask them if they have any chambers. They will, maybe, and some of them they do.
Maybe I could get that and put it under my bed.
Yeah, you get that and put it under your bed. I don't think that would be as easy as going to the bathroom. And then you'd have to empty it the next morning.
So you okay?
Well, you forget that.
So did you have to wake up early and stuff, or
Wake up what?
when you stayed at your grandma's?
Wake up early? Yeah, I guess just regular time. We always woke up. We didn't wake up any earlier than we did at home. And I don't remember sleeping late. I never did want to.
Yeah. So when you'd wake up in the morning, or like if you stayed at your grandma's, what would you do then?
Oh, we just played whatever kids do. I don't remember what we played. But we played there and played outside and
So could you just like go outside whenever you want and no one worried
in the
about
yard.
you?
It was safe to go out in the yard.
Was it a big yard?
Grandma Donaldson had a big yard, and we could even go down to a little creek behind her house. It wasn't deep, it was just so you could get your feet wet.
So
You could even step across it.
So how was was the summertime nice or was it hot?
It was hot,
But did you like the summer or the winter?
and it was cold in the winter. We had some snow at Drumright, in Chelsea too. I guess they had snow. I don't remember because I was too little then. I was born in Chelsea. We moved to Claremore for a year when I was a year old.
So you mainly just stayed with your mom and dad when you were a baby? When you're little, you mainly lived with your mom and dad?
Well, that's all we lived with.
And just sometimes you'd stay with your grandma?
No, we went to visit them, all of us did.
Oh.
But we never... Well, when I was... when I was about... probably 3 years old, 2 or 3, and Mom and Daddy went to church and they left the all of us the littler kids with my brothers, Ursula and Ray, they were big teenagers, and they were supposed to look after us. Well, we went to bed, all of us, and that's what we were supposed to do. The boys put us to bed and the little ones, and then go to bed. Well, I must, other than the baby that they probably took with them, I was the next one. And Grandpa and Grandma lived down a ways from us. And at that time. And so Mom and Dad were going to church, and I got up, woke up. I was asleep, and I woke up, and I thought that I didn't see the boys. I guess they were in their own bed, and I was too little to see they were there. And I went down and met, and my grandpa, I went down to their house, and I said, "Grandpa, them kids down here?" And he picked me up and carried me home, and he wouldn't let me stay up there anymore with the kids until I was older, because he was afraid that I would wake up again, and not know that the boys were there. And the boys were right where they were supposed to be, in bed asleep.
You mean your dad took, or your grandpa?
My grandpa took me home because I went down to their house. There was one house in between and a long distance, quite a ways, the yard. But there was one house in between. And these are things you probably don't want in there, but there was a colored people that lived in the house right next door to us. And they were the only colored people that could live over on that side of the track. All the colored people, had to live in Oklahoma, live in their own part of town. And but we were always friends with them. And the colored people that lived there was Mary and Aunt Betsy. We called them Aunt Mary and Aunt Betsy. And when we went to Drumlight, and the kids, after at church one night, the little kids and all were back at the back while the older ones were up in front visiting. And the kids that were there were talking about colored people. And my sister Ruth said, "Don't talk about colored people. I got an aunt that's a colored woman." Because we always called her Aunt Mary, so. And I went to see Aunt Mary when I was up at Chelsea, and my grandma died, and I stayed up there for a week afterwards. And Daddy and I did, to get stuff in order, and we put a cement curbing around the cemetery plot. And Aunt Mary was real sick and about to die, and we went down to see her. Oh, she was a big woman, and she died shortly after that. But
so, what was your house like that you lived in with your mom and dad?
Oh, we didn't own a house for years. We lived in rented houses, and we always
lived in a few?
Yeah, we lived in a medium part of town. We didn't live in the highfalutin, the rich people.
Did you have a favorite place that you lived with when you were a kid?
No, wherever we lived, I liked all right. I didn't. I guess I wasn't.
So tell me. Okay, so tell
how
me
about
how
you?
many.
Where do you remember? Do you remember that where you've lived? Did you like the places?
I like living at my mom's.
Which one? Which house?
On Lorraine.
Huh?
On Lorraine, the one I grew
On
up in.
Lorraine. Oh, that's where you remember more.
Well, that's where I lived my whole life. I mean,
Well,
since I was
almost,
like 1
yeah.
years old to like, 20.
Yeah, were you just a year old when you moved there, or 2?
Something like that.
You were about 2, I think.
But anyway, so tell me how many brothers and sisters you had again?
I had,
Like total, even the
6.
ones that died.
Yeah, I had 6 brothers and 3 sisters. And
Yeah.
then I made the 4th girl in the family. There were
Okay.
6 and 4 is 10. That's how many was in the
And
family.
they're all from the same mom and dad?
Yep,
Whoa.
they for sure were. It's not that way with yours, is it?
No. Or
When are you and gonna get married?
Oh, with my brothers or my kids?
Huh?
I don't have the same mom and dad with my brothers and with my kids.
No. You almost do with only Robbie is out, but you and Ryan are the same parents.
As far as
And
I can
Robbie's
tell.
Robbie's the same mother, so
So, what's all your brothers' names?
Harold, I won't give you all the
Just tell me their
Harold
names.
Orvis. Harold and Herschel and Ray.
Orvis?
Harold Orvis was his name.
Oh, Harold Orvis.
Or
Ray?
Orville, maybe it was Orville. I'll give you the paper sometime.
Just tell me the first name.
Harold
Ray.
and Herschel. No.
Oh, Harold.
Harold and Herschel and Ray.
Herschel and Ray.
And Hazel,
That's your sister?
yes.
Hazel?
My sister Hazel, and then me. Now
And
these
Bea?
are the kids in the family. Then Beatrice. And then Ruth.
Ruth.
And then Opie.
Opie's a boy or a girl?
Opie is a boy.
Yeah.
My brother Opie. And you remember we went up to Opie's for that
Oh, yeah.
at the
Yeah.
Blue Lake Lodge?
Yeah, right.
And let's see, Opie and Naomi
Naomi.
and Ernest and John.
Ernest.
And that's
and
it.
John. Yeah, the only one I remember a lot, of course, is Aunt Naomi.
Oh, you remember her, of course.
And Uncle Herschel. I remember him.
And Uncle Herschel, because they both came here a lot.
Yeah, right. Just
You
whoever would
remember
come
Uncle Ray too,
visit
don't
you.
you?
Well, yeah.
He lived with me.
But he died when I was probably like 8.
How old were you?
Well, what year did he die? I was like probably 6 or 8 or something. He probably died in what, 83?
Probably
86,
not then.
85, 80, he
In
died
the
in 80
80s, I
something.
guess.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
have
just
to,
remember him.
well, he lived at my house.
Yeah, but he always stayed in his room. He didn't want us to bother him.
Well, he stayed in there because he worked nights and on that paper. And that's why he was usually in his room daytime. And, he was up a lot too, but he was a good uncle.
How did he die?
He had a heart attack. He wasn't at my house. He had married again after his wife died. He married again and
So he had already moved out.
he had moved out. So it was in the middle of the night, and I got this call from his wife, and she said,
Oh, no.
she said, Ray must have had a heart attack. You can't wake him up. And she told what it was, and I said, have you called Ron? And she said, no. And,
Uncle
or the
Ron?
ambulance. Yeah, your Uncle Ron. And no, and I said, well, I'll call Ron, and Ron will be there, and I'll be there. We both were there, and we were there before the ambulance got there, and I said, I'll call the ambulance for you. So I called the ambulance for her, and they came and they worked with him and brought him from the bedroom in